Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to Kung Fu Film Focus for this Saturday, October 4th, 2025. Today we're going to review a film from 1979, Blooded Treasury Fight. This was a film that had an ensemble cast, and as was around that time period, the studios often would pair various actors and actresses up for ensemble efforts because they were really trying to draw in the box office dollar. This film, which is not so much a classic, but it's a film where the players are familiar. You've seen a lot of these people before. Directed by Pao Su Lee and Kim Yong-ho, this film was headed up with David Chang Tawa, Tan Tao Lang, Michael Chanwa Man, and as an effort that proved to be quite different from other projects around the time period, it starred two female actresses that had prominent roles. You had Chan Bik Fong and Kim Jong-ran. And these two women had strong roles. They fought, and one was a villain, one was a hero. And that's kind of what shaped the story here, because during the Qing dynasty, there were soldiers and generals who put in work for the emperor during those times, and they would go out into the provinces and execute law to the citizens and also suppress rebellion. This film tells the story of fake generals going about trying to retrieve a treasure at an old mill that's heavily guarded by Michael Chanwa Man. And as the story goes, the fake general, Tan Tao Lang, he's recruiting people to help him and his small team of bandits to move in to try to get this treasure. And as they go about doing this, they need to enlist people who have certain skills. So there's a whole stable of people available here. One of them being David Chang Tao-wei. He is imprisoned at the moment for murder, offing some men, and they Tan Tao Lang is coming under the guise of a fake general to bail him out of prison, because he understands that not only is David Chang's character a sleuth, but he is a more than capable fighter as well. So he's looking to enlist those services. Along the way, he meets other people like Fan Mei Sheng. Fan Mei Sheng is playing a pickpocket, a guy who is pretty darn good, and he's just a criminal overall. So as you can see, as Tan Tao Lang is trying to recruit people, he's recruiting people who are adept and capable, but he's using them for his services unbeknownst to them. A lot of former Shaw Brothers stars are in this film, and that's what makes it pretty cool. The director, Pao Su Lee, had another film that he did roughly around the time of this film, The 8 Escorts. So you'll see some of the same actors and actresses in that film, The 8 Escorts, which was done in 1980. Forgive me for that. And also another film called The Heroes, which was also released in 1980, that starred a lot of the same stars that are in this film. Pao Su Lee was a director for the Shaw Brothers Studios, and this film falls under the independent market. So you'll see these famous and familiar actors and actresses in this film, in the films that I also mentioned that he directed, but they are mostly outdoor scenes where they're riding on horses and going across terrains and things like that. And that was a way of cutting the budget down, because having sets can be very expensive, even by Hong Kong standards. So if you find these guys riding horses in the terrain, or marching and walking through the terrain, forests, deserts, things of that nature, and near water masses and things of that sort. And then there's always an excellent opportunity for them to bring forth martial prowess, the fight scenes. Now, speaking of that, the fight scenes in this particular film were choreographed by Yuan Cheng-yan. Now, Yuan Cheng-yan is known for doing choreography for films such as The Buddhist Fist and what's another good one? I'm trying to think of. He's the brother of Yuan Wu-ping, and excuse me, I'm trying to pull some information. He had films where he did martial arts directing and choreography, such as The Master of Kung Fu, which is a Shaw Brothers film from 1973, The Seven Grand Masters, Revenge of the Shaolin Masters, Dynamo, The Instant Kung Fu Man, 6 Directions of Boxing, Dreadnought, Legend of a Fighter. Now, Legend of a Fighter is a real classic film. You have to understand that That's one of my favorites. It's right up there with my love for any of Bruce Lee's film. Legend of a Fighter is a tremendous dedication to the avenged teacher that Bruce Lee was avenging in Fist of Fury, Fok Yun Kap. That's who that is, or Ho Yun Cha. And Jet Li played him in Hero. I'm sorry, not Hero, Fist of Legend. I'm getting my movies mixed up. I haven't done this in a minute. I apologize for that. Fist of Legend, Jet Li avenged his teacher, Master Hua, also. And that was a remake of Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury. And in his later years, he even played Fok Yun Kap himself in Fearless. So top-notch stuff there. But Yuen Chin Yan is he's a fight choreographer and actor. You have seen him if you watch a lot of kung fu films, because he'll play like, you know, a bandit, or he'll play a stuntman or whatever in the backdrop. He didn't play leads too much, but there are a few films where he did play, and it's usually he'll play like a woman in drag, or he'll play some kind of goofy Taoist monk or something like that. So he's known in the martial arts film circles. He's worked with everyone in the industry, like Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Philip Kofe, Beardy, aka Liang Jiaran, and like I said, Tai Lung, David Chang. He's worked with everybody. So, and he was also one of the choreographers that assisted with the choreography for the Matrix films. Believe it or not, yes, sir. That's what he's done. So he's well known. Now, this film, getting back to it, it has some pretty strong action scenes, and there's plenty of them because Tan Tao Lang's character in general, he's marching them to this base, which is like an old mill, heavily guarded by Michael Chanhua Man and his villains, and he has the treasure, but he needs a map to get the treasure to a certain point where he can get out of that area, and Tan Tao Lang is trying to get there before he escapes and everything. And there's also a double agent in the film played by Wang Chung. Now, Wang Chung is a veteran from the Shaw Brothers studios as well. He usually plays a sidekick or a friend or a henchman of a boss or the hero or something like that. He was also well known for his gymnastics, because Wang Chung was quite flexible and acrobatic and athletic. So again, these characters in this film, as an ensemble piece, they were always fighting. They were always, you know, getting after it with one another. And it was quite entertaining because you could constantly see the double crossing of the characters. So, you know, that be what it is. I'll take a quick moment and acknowledge who we got in the chat today. Let's see here. We got, I see Mr. Shelton is over there on my Kung Fu channel. Hey, man, if you guys, if you guys are, not subscribed to my Kung Fu channel, because a lot of you are on my main channel, please do so. I'm going to try to share my... Mr. Shelton, can you please, while you're there, can you take my on my Kung Fu channel and just share the link to the chat for me? Okay, well, never mind. I'll do it myself. Share. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Share the Kung Fu channel in the chat because I would like people to go over there. I'm at presently 245 people subscribe to the Kung Fu channel. And let me tell you, believe it or not, my Kung Fu stuff gets far more views than my regular stuff that I do on my main channel. I can't even describe that audience, but hey man, people love Kung Fu. What can I say? Some people come over there thinking I'm showing the actual films, which is against YouTube policy, which is why I don't do that. But yet and still, I have some tidbits that I can share about the films that we discuss here. Getting back to the people, so far it's only Mr. Shelton over there on the Kung Fu channel because we're simulcasting this. But in the main channel's chat, we got Derek Gaines in the building, Eric Jordan, and Mr. Shelton. So appreciate you guys being out there, smashing my like button. Derek Gaines says, yo, Stormy B-Man salute. I'm watching it now. Okay, you watching Blooded Treasury fight right now? That's pretty good. Now, David Chang's character in here is, like I said earlier, he's a sleuth. He's very smart and tricky. And it turns out that with the plot twist, he's not who Tan Tao Lang's character thought he was originally. That's why I say this film is full of double crossers and backstabbers and everything. And when we talk about the females in the film, one of the lead character, Chan Big Fong, she is a character who is in this movie to work with David David Chang. She and their characters have some kind of relationship, and there's a flirtiness going on back and forth between them. They're familiar, and Tan Tao Lang doesn't really know what's going on with them, so he doesn't interfere with that or whatever. But it turns out that he's not being sincere with them, and for a great deal of the movie, he disappears after fading that he got injured. His leg got injured or whatever. But he was doing all of that to make those guys that he recruited do all the heavy lifting of the work that was trying to be done, fighting all these bandits and everything, trying to get to the mill. But Wang Chung is also playing a character that is supposed to help Chan Tao Wei, Chan Tao Mang, who's the lead villain. He's supposed to be putting a tattoo on his leg. Remember I said he needed a map of how to get away from that mill with the treasure. And Chan Hua Man is like torturing people and doing all kinds of sordid stuff, and he's a skilled fighter too. So there's just a lot going on in this movie, and you don't watch it necessarily for the plot, but you watch it for the action and also for the actors and actresses who are in this film. Now, Kim Jong-ran is the other female character in there, and she's the one that, though she comes across as sweet and innocent, she is by no means sweet or innocent. But she has a thing for David Chang's character too. It's initiated by him saving her when they were battling the bandits. And, you know, as per their culture, they feel ingratiated when someone saves your life. So later in the film, when Chan Hua Meng wants to kill David Chang's character, she pleads for his life. And it's funny because David Chang Tao Wang, he's like, every time when he was in prison, they said he was going to be put to death in 10 days. So he was like, I don't want to be a part of this crew or team or whatever. He was like, besides, they're going to kill me in 10 days anyway. So You know, I'd rather just wait my time out. Plus, the food ain't too bad here in prison. He's something else, man. So when they captured him and was trying to torture him and everything, Kim Jong-un, she was trying to plead for his life, but he didn't care nothing about her. He was very untrusting of anybody, and that turns out, you know, to be revealed why later in the movie. You know, I'm not going to tell you everything to ruin the plot, but I'm going to tell you something. You do have to pay attention to all the characters, because they are doing some stuff in this movie that, like I said, you turn around, you thought this person was going that way, and next thing you know, they've flipped and they've done something that was against what the original plan was. So it's quite entertaining to that degree. Again, the fight scenes are pretty good, and there are plenty of them. And they're not like fight scenes that just go on and on and on. They have circumstances where fights happen, but people are injured, they suffer wounds, people die. So you see this transpiring. I enjoyed this movie. I watched it again last night because I hadn't watched it in a while, and I had figured I was going to do a show on it because, again, a film that has all of the Shaw Brothers stars. I'm telling you, when you look at this movie, you're going to see all of you like, oh yeah, he was in this, he was in that, she was in this, she was in that. But the whole point of it is that it's an independent film. I wouldn't be surprised if one of Shaw's Taiwan affiliates, the actors and actresses were loaned out to a studio over in Taiwan for this film to be made. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if that was the deal. So yeah, but you know, I tell you something, I really enjoy this movie. It's pretty action-packed, like I said, a lot going on here. And you could, as you can see, like some of these images that I put up, it's like set in the Qing dynasty. So that means that a lot of people are wearing their key, the braided hair that was represented in the Qing dynasty. So yeah. See, we got a couple more people that have come into the building. What's good, Oak Park Boxing? Salute to you. Anybody got any questions about the movie? Because I can help with that too. This poster kind of shows almost all of the guys that I've mentioned in the action. Wang Chung is the guy that's just over Tan Tao Lang doing the kick with the white on. That's Wang Chung, and you guys have seen him in Shaw Brothers films. And right next to Tan Tao Lang is Michael Chan Wah Man. Down below, you see that there's like so much. This poster, I couldn't get the full image of it on the screen. It's a little cut off at the bottom and at the top. So yeah, Mark Wunderlich, what's happening with you? I see you out there. Thank you for stopping by. You guys just hit that like button for me as you do this, man. Hit that like button. Let's see here. Yeah. Mr. Shelton is a trip. Yeah, like I said, this film, there's also another film called The Eight Escorts. And that film is kind of like, you know, same cast. Let's see here. Almost like the same story too, if I remember correctly, The Eight Escorts. see here. Try to get. In fact, let me see if I could put this up. Yeah, I think it said 1980. Let's see here. Put 9. Let's see here. Maybe I'll put one more image in here. This is a original theatrical poster for the 8 escorts. As I said, it's pretty much the same cast. With I think they changed the 2 ladies, and they brought a different actor in. David Chang is not in this, but Lin Young is in here, who is famous from a lot of swordplay films. Lin Young, who's in the middle of that picture at the bottom there. He's in the middle there. That's Lin Young. So let's see here. I want to see here. Who we got here? Salute to the brother EJ with that Cash App donation. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not EJ. That's my bad. I was reading the old one. That's the brother, Mr. Shelton. He says, for whoever wins is that Maine. Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something, man. This film is pretty darn good. Okay, it is. The Blood at Treasury fight, it's a pretty good film, man. I kid you not. When I recommend them, and who was that earlier that said that they were watching it? Was that Derek Gaines? Derek, you still out there in the chat? Derek, you still out there, brother? Yeah, he said he was watching it. How are you finding it so far, Derek? I think it's pretty good myself. I mean, it's not going to be so outstanding or anything, But when you start seeing the backstabbing and everything that they're doing to each other, that it becomes quite interesting there. It really does. Mr. Shelton says, I used to watch Kung Fu movies on Saturday, but I never knew the name of the films. I just watch it for the action. Derek says, yes, sir. Listen, man, let me tell you something, Mr. Shelton. I understand you trying to vibe with us on that and everything, but you're not a real Kung Fu man. Now, if you were a real Kung Fu man, you would remember more than just the fight scenes. You, even if it's something like, man, I was watching this one movie, the dude jumped up in the air and he stuck his hands through this guy's chest and they came out his back and this and that. You know what I'm saying? But the excellent observers of the Kung Fu movies, they always have a title in their head. In their mind, they be like, yeah, man, I remember Black Belt Karate. That movie, I grew up watching that movie. Yeah. Freedom's March, what's good with you? I see you out there. Salute to you, brother. Yeah, Freedom's March, I cover Kung Fu movies. I don't know if you knew that, but I have a vast collection and knowledge of these films. So, you know, from time to time, I like to do that. And, you know, it's an escape for Stormy B Man. I love my Kung Fu films, man. I truly do. Sometimes people will come to the reviews asking for the movie. I'm like, it says in the description that this is a review of it. I'm not showing the movies. I'm not, you know. So it's like, but these films got me through childhood and teenage years and young adult years, and still in my senior years. And my beard is starting to turn white. So I guess I'm going to be a true sensei in a minute. Looking like one of the white eyebrow monk. You know what I mean? Pai Mei. Yes. Freedom's Mark says, that's what's up. I enjoy them as well. That's good, man. You got to subscribe to my Kung Fu channel. The link was in the put in there earlier. I'm gonna post it, pin it to the top. Let's see here. Gotta pin it. Pin the link. Why does he keep doing that? I'm trying to pin the doggone thing. I swear to God, man, this is like crazy. My fingertips. I'm trying to pin the damn thing. Boy. I can't get the doggone thing to pin. I see you over there, Freedom's March. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. And I've already uploaded some of my stuff. And some of the stuff that's uploaded over there is not new and fresh. Some of it is replays, because I have a whole library. There we go. I finally got it to pin. Man, that's crazy. I couldn't get the doggone thing to pin. My fingertips won't. Okay, Mr. Shelton. King Vonnie, what's good with you, bro? I see you out there. Mr. Shelton's asking, did you like The Man with the Iron Fist starring RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan? Let me tell you something about that, Mr. Shelton. And I ain't coming at you or nothing like that, but I'm gonna tell you, that ain't no real damn kung fu film, man. Anything with them brothers that, you know, the Wu-Tang dudes and all of that, man, that stuff is like, they were trying to cash in on childhood dreams of films, making movies and stuff with some of these people like Gordon Liu, who is now incapacitated and can't make movies anymore. But no, I didn't like that. I have it in my collection, but it's not. The real kung fu films are from Hong Kong, from these people who did this stuff. Not that new stuff that came out in the late 90s and early 2000s where these guys were trying to, you know, piggyback off of what was successful and what they grew up on and all of that. Nope. That's false flagging, bro. Just like you wouldn't want to see a bunch of Chinese guys riding on horses, pulling out 6-shooters, you know, and with cowboy hats and cowboy boots on. You know what I mean? Nope. King Vonnie, where you been, bro? All the lives I be doing, I don't see you no more. Mm-hmm. No, you don't have to go to the back of the class for that, Mr. Shelton. I'm just telling you, those aren't the real kung fu movies. Because one of those stupid movies, they put Russell Crowe in there too. And I was like, man, he must have been starving for a check. No way. I'll watch a Chuck Norris karate film over watching that foolishness. And I don't really care for Chuck Norris. He says low key, still here. Low key. What's the low key all about? You hanging out with them folks that don't fool with me? You don't want them to see you over here? Yeah. The last quarter of this film is very action-packed. And that's where you see the bulk and majority of the characters get wiped out. And unfortunately, only one person survives the whole ordeal. Don't see that coming either. Yep. Eric Jordan is laughing. Funny how I just say stuff straight off the cuff, don't I, Eric? Mm-hmm. You may think it, I may say it. I got a little bag of M&Ms here. That's what I'm munching on, y'all. Got some M&Ms. Peanut butter M&Ms. Well, King Vonnie, listen. My sympathies are with you for losses. But come and get some good energy here, bro. Because you know I do this. And I'm always interacting with my chat and everything. Never feel like you're alone, brother. Never feel like you're alone. You're amongst family here because I treat you guys with respect. The only ones I got smoke for, just like Coach Hudson say, is the trolls, huh? And the COINTEL people out there. Mr. Shelton says, man, I want me some M&Ms. I go to the big box store, Mr. Shelton, the Sam's Club, and I get that big old plastic container of them. But I don't eat them very often. I'll do it, you know, sometimes like right now when I'm doing my show. I don't even munch on them while I'm watching fights or movies or anything. I usually do it just to have a snack while I'm sitting doing the show. So yeah. I like this movie poster though, this theatrical poster here. It's got a great capture of all the people. I like that, the way, and the colors, they kind of jump out at you, don't they? Walter Wilder is in the chat. Hey Walter, where you been? I ain't seen you in a while because I've seen you before. He says, hey Storm, hope all is well. My friend, love your shows. Thank you. Show up a little more often, brother. Go over to the link that's pinned in the chat and subscribe to my Kung Fu channel. Took me almost a year to learn how to simulcast through both channels, thanks to my brother Drew Titan. I tell you, if I didn't get help from the community, man, I'd be lost. Mr. Shelton says, has anybody ever thought about M&Ms mixed with butter and cheese popcorn? Just your fat behind, Mr. Shelton. It's like only you. Now we're going to have people out there, cholesterol levels going up through the roof and everything just because you wrote that in the chat. My ankles is swole. I wonder why. I was just about to get my win. Yeah, big back. Uh-huh. Walter says, I catch you and Drew on your Monday night pop culture show. Your Sonny Chiba Street Fighter review was hilarious. Yeah, man. Sonny Chiba was hilarious. That dude, his action scenes were they were off otherworldly. Let me just say it like that, because he would punch a dude in the head and they'll show an x-ray of a skull getting shattered, or ripping people's limbs off. Like in the Street Fighter, he was fighting this guy and they were on the other side of a door, and so they were shooting through the door and made a hole, so the guy stuck his arm through there, and Sonny Chiba reached out there and broke his arm and pulled it off. Man, it was hilarious. He kicked one dude in the mouth and his whole front bridge fell out. I was rolling. Yeah, Sonny Chiba was definitely. Can you believe him and Bruce Lee were supposed to make a movie together, and Bruce Lee died just a couple of days before Sonny Chiba had come to Hong Kong to meet him, and he get off the plane and he see the newspaper headlines, Bruce Lee is dead. He just turned right around and got back on the next flight back to Japan. He didn't even stay over. Yeah, one of his movies, there was a woman being raped, right? And he stepped in to save the lady because there was a group of guys. So the main one who had like got to her, Sonny Chiba, got him, told the other guy, he's like, give me the scissors. He cut old boy junk off and threw it away. And a dog picked it up and ran away with it. Yeah, Sonny Chiba was something else. You know, he just passed away a couple of years ago. He was in his 80s. All the old heroes are leaving us, man. Anybody got any questions about Blooded Treasury fight? I mean, I'm willing to answer some questions. If you guys, got questions. Walter Wilder says, I will miss him. Very big fan. My room is full of Japanese original Chiba posters. Hey, man. Sounds like you might like Sonny like I like Bruce. I don't have Bruce posters splattered about, but I did when I was coming up. Yeah, Mr. Shelton, you should be able to find it. I think someone wrote in the chat earlier. I think it might have been Derek Gaines. He found it on Tubi. Wasn't that you, Derek Gaines? You said you found it on Tubi? Yeah, because he said I'm watching it right now. That's what he said. Yeah, now I just caught up. I went back in the chat and I saw Derek Roy. He said he found it on Tubi. Just now seeing them fight over that lady. Yeah. I told you the film is all right, man. Derek is asking, not about the movie, but Stormy, do you cover anime? No, I do not. But you know who does? Drew Titan. Drew is really up on the anime more than I am. You know what it is for me? I was so hell bent into the kung fu that I really didn't branch out into anything else, which is why I have so much information on these various actors and actresses and fight choreographers and everything for this genre, because I really invested in it, man. If I were to calculate my film library, I probably have easily over 1,000 or more titles, easily. And I might be selling myself short with that figure. Yeah. And some of the classics that I really enjoy, I went from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray when made available. Some of Jackie Chan's stuff. Now, this is a funny thing for you guys. This lets you know how I like the genre and not so much it's the same way about boxing, right? I love the sport, but not just individuals. Jackie Chan, I don't really care for him, but I have almost all of his kung fu films and quite a few of his action films. So I got that guy in my library. Even today, I just got this. I can share this with you guys. Just in the mail today, because I had ordered this. Got it at a real bargain price too. Let's see here. This Jackie Chan box set right here. Got it at a real bargain price. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Jackie Chan films from 1983 through 1993. Films like Winners and Sinners, Wheels on Meals, The Protector, Twinkle, Twinkle, Lucky Stars, Armor of God 2, Crime Story, and City Hunter. Yeah. Armor of God is a film that Jackie Chan nearly died making, you guys. He was filming it. It was supposed to be like his take on Indiana Jones, right? But he had filmed himself leaping across these trees. And he had done several takes. They came out great. And he got greedy and decided to film one more. And when he filmed that last take, he leaped, grabbed the tree branch, and the branch snapped and broke. And he fell like 40 feet to land on his head. and they had to rush him to the hospital for emergency brain surgery. He had a puncture in his head from landing, and he nearly died. At the end of the film, when he finished the film, he did come back and finish the film. He shows the outtake of the accident. That's one of the things that Jackie made famous, showing outtakes from his movies at the end during the closing credits. He was a pioneer for that. And some people even picked up on doing it, after him. But he's like a pioneer for doing that, showing people bad takes and stuff like that. Well, Derek Gaines, you got to suggest it to him. That's what he does on his Bear Cave channel. And he hasn't worked on the Bear Cave in a while. So if there's a demand for it, I'm sure he'll do it. Drew is that kind of guy. He likes to respond. He's a lot like myself in that regard. He likes to respond to the audience. If you guys put the stuff out there and the demand is for it, then we try to, cooperate with that. So, yeah. Yeah, he's gotten hurt a lot, man. Jackie has gotten hurt a lot over the years, breaking bones here and there. His Police Story film, the very first one, when he was in that shopping mall and he leaped off the rail of the escalator onto that pole and slid down, those lights, he was like electrocuted as he was sliding down, burned all the skin off of his hands, and he was sliding down that pole, and he had to go to the hospital for that. He took severe burns on his hands because someone had an electric charge from those lights going through that pole he was sliding down. Can you imagine doing this stuff? Jackie was just messing himself up. He got a film, Armor of God, again, where he leaps from a helium hot air balloon. He didn't have no safety rope or nothing, you guys, and he leaped from the thing and landed. Man, let me tell you something. If he didn't have that good athleticism and landed on that thing properly, he would have fell thousands of feet to his death. Jackie is crazy, man. Jackie is crazy with what he does. Nah, King Vonnie. Jackie is on a level all alone, brother. All alone. Let me tell you a quick story about something that Jackie was able to do. Back in the early 70s, they had stuntmen for all the major actors. When Bruce Lee was filming Fist of Fury, aka The Chinese Connection, there's a special stunt that was called for in that film, and that's the scene where at the end of the movie Bruce Lee is fighting the Japanese master, and he throws his nunchucks to the floor and starts fighting the Japanese master hand to hand, and they both leap up in the air, and Bruce leaps up and kicks the Japanese guy like in the throat. And then he goes through the wall out several feet through the air and lands on the ground in the backyard. And it's all done in one take where he goes through the wall. That was Jackie Chan that did the stunt for the Japanese. They basically had a wire pull him through the wall, but he was several feet off the ground. He was like 10 feet in the air, pulled sideways, and landed flat on his back on the ground. Jackie was something else. You know what, Eric Jordan? I don't know if I did or not. You have to check my archives, because there are some Shaws I've done and some I've held back on, especially Venom films, because that's, some people think that that's all Shaw did was just the Venoms. So even films like what I'm talking about today, Blooded Treasury Fight, starring former Shaw stars, I like to do those kind of reviews because some people may not know these because of the other films have taken up the popularity. Sort of like in boxing, you only talking about certain guys at the top of the sport, but there could be some young guys coming up that you need to really know about, but they don't get the coverage, they don't get the press. You see what I'm saying? So I'm very consistent in that. This is one of the reasons why some of the films that I talk about, yes, I could talk about Enter the Dragon and all of that stuff, but people know those films already. I'm trying to tell you about and fill you in on some films that you may not necessarily know. However, once I introduce you to them and you see who's playing in the roles, you'll be like, oh, let me check this film out. Oh boy, is in that one too. Let me check that one out. See, that's the thing. That's what I try to bring to it all when I'm doing my thing. So yeah, just know that, but if I haven't done the 5 Venoms, I will get around to them. If you go to my Kung Fu channel, let me see. Let's see here. My last couple of videos I did the kid with the golden arm. That was 9 days ago. 2 weeks ago, I did Master of the Flying Guillotine. I re-uploaded that. A month ago, The Mystery of Chess Boxing. Death Duel of Kung Fu. Stranger from Canton, The Beach of War Gods. Man of Iron. Shaolin X-Monk. And I got a special 3-part series, Raymond Chow, Jimmy Wong Yu, and the Bruce Lee connection. If you guys haven't checked those videos out, please do, because I talked about the connection of those 3 guys, Raymond Chow, Jimmy Wong Yu, and Bruce Lee. I did Broken Oath with Angela Mao. Kung Fu, let's see, Lady Whirlwind. Man, Broken Oath got 13,000 views. So yeah, man, I've been busy. I've been dropping them kung fu joints too. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get on out of here, you guys. I appreciate you guys showing up for me here. Um, I do what I can when I can. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Yeah. There's some boxing on this evening. I think it's some lower weight guys. Wasn't able to find the Cecilia Breakers fight. But again, thank you guys for tuning in, man. We will catch you on the next one. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC. Catch you guys on the next one.